Okay, welcome back everyone to round 2 of our Motzei Shabbos Marathon, as we're holding by the 2 dots, 3 lines from the top of Daf Pei Gimel Amud Aleph. Tanya, Rebbe Eliezer Aimer Nemar Kan. If you remember, we said Nichnas L'chaper. That was Beresh's question, where Beresh asks, does he have to actually make the application inside? Or even if he just goes inside, it's already disqualified. So Rebbe Eliezer is of the opinion, let's see the lashon of the Mishnah. Rebbe Eliezer is of the opinion that at the right Mishnah. Rebbe Eliezer is of the opinion second. Where is Rebbe Eliezer?
It says there in the Mishnah, Nicholas L'chaper, Afapi Shloi Tipa Puzzle, Divrei Rebbe Eliezer.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Right, so it says, Rebbe Eliezer says, Rebbe Eliezer says, if you brought it in, even if you didn't make an application, it's possible. Reb Shimon says only if you brought it in to make it, you actually did an atonement. And Reb Yehuda says if you did it b'shoigeg, it's not disqualified. So now we're going to learn the different reasons. So says the Gemara, Tanya, Rebbe Eliezer, Aimer Nemar Kan L'chaper B'Kodesh. It says if you bring in the blood L'chaper B'Kodesh, V'nerna L'halon, and it says that on Yom Kippur, no one is allowed to be inside the temple complex when the Kohen is there. When he comes to do the ritual. The din is that nobody is allowed to be in there with him even before he starts doing anything. So Afkan b'shaloi keeper, if he brings the blood in, even if he doesn't do anything with it, it's disqualified. Rabbi Shimon says no. Nemar kan l'chaper, v'nemar lahalon. It says by the par and the sor that are burnt. V'nemar v'espar achatas v'esor achatas asher huva es domam l'chaper, whose blood is brought inside to atone. So then you take it out and you burn it. Now over there, it's talking about that the blood is applied, because only when you finish applying the blood do you burn it. So malahalan b'shekiper, afkan, when it says that you bring the blood inside, it's b'shekiper. So b'maika mifli, what is Rebbe Eliezer and Reb Shimon arguing? That one compares it to nobody should be in together with the Kohen Gadol, and one compares it to the par and the sire whose blood was applied. Amar savar donin chutz mi chutz. You learn out something from outside, because over here we're saying that blood that's outside shouldn't be brought inside, from something that's outside, that no one outside should come in with the kohen. They ain't done in chutz mebifnin. We don't learn out blood that's brought from the outside, from the par and the sire that are done inside. U'ma'asav done in behema me behema. We learn out an animal from an animal. We learn out the blood of an animal from the par and the sar, which is an animal. Ve'in done in behema me adam. We don't learn out an animal from a man not being inside the kodesh when the kohen is there.
What does it mean
Rabbi,
that no one's got to be inside, Rabbi Weiss?
It means that no other kohen could go inside during Yom Kippur when he does the avodah in the Kodesh Kodashim and against the Paroiches and the Mizbeach Zav. He has to be there alone. Nobody is allowed to be in there with him. Rabbi Yehuda Aimer.
But isn't there a lottery?
What?
There's a lottery, though.
No. The lottery is to decide which sar is used. That has nothing to do with people being inside.
I thought that he had someone on each side. He had the.
No, the lottery is done outside. The lottery isn't done inside the Kodesh.
I thought it was okay.
No, that's not done inside. Now, Rabbi Yehuda Aimer. Let's get people muted over here. Rabbi Yehuda Aimer. Rabbi Yehuda says. Remember, he says that if it's brought in b'shogeg, it's no good only if it's brought in b'mezid. But there is a variable that Rabbi Yehuda doesn't say. If it's b'mezid, is it only if he tried to apply it, or is it even if he didn't try to apply it? So Rabbi Yehuda Aimer, if it's done b'shogeg, it's not disqualified. Ha-mezid pasul, if it's done deliberately, it's pasul. But is that only b'shekiper, where he implies the blood inside, or b'shaloi keeper? So now the Gemara is going to bring a lengthy proof. Rabbi Yirmiyah, mimash moshenema v'esparachatis v'esorachatis, the bull of the chatis and the sorachatis, asher huva es damam, the blood is brought lechaper b'kodesh. This is talking about where it's done properly, the parachatis and the sorachatis, where you bring the blood inside and you apply it properly. And it says that you should take it outside and burn it. Why does it say again, and the one that burns it? So the Gemara says, what do you mean, why does it say? It's because it says, and the one that burns it is metame begodim, his begodim become tame. It's needed to tell you that his begodim become tame. Why does it say chatas twice? Because we only know this din by the par and the sar of Yom Kippur. There are other bulls that are burnt inside. And I only know this din el par v'sar shel Yom Kippurim. Shenisraf and abeis hadeshen, that they're burnt in the place of ashes afterwards, and metabim begodim, and the one that does it is begodim become tamei. Shar nisraf minayim. What about the par elam davar shel tzibur? What about the par koyin Mashiach? What about the Sarah of Avodah Zarah? Talmud Leimer Chatas Chatas. Divrei Rabbi Yehuda. That's the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Reb Meir Aimer ain't a tzorach. You don't need Chatas Chatas because Hariyu Aimer Vespara Chatas Vesara Chatas she'ain Talmud Leimer lechaper. It doesn't have to say the extra word lechaper. Ma Talmud Leimer lechaper limit al kol hamiskaprim. That all those that are done inside for kapara, like the par elam davar shel tzibur, the par kohen mishpiach, the sar avodah zara, shasar fun mitame begotten, that they're burnt in the beis hadeshen, and the one who burns it, his begotten become tame. Now, what does Rabbi Yehuda do with the lechaper? Rabbi Yehuda lechaper loy mashmalei. He doesn't have lechaper extra to teach me the other the par elam davar and the other ones. Why not? Why does he need chatas? My time. He uses it for the gezei shava to tell me lechaper, and he learns out from that gezei shava that it's only if not since he holds that it's not b'shogeg, it's only b'mezid. Since he learns the gezei shava of lechaper, he learns it out that it's only if he makes the application. If he doesn't make the application, even if he brings it in b'mezid, it doesn't disqualify. Hadron lach kol hazvachim shenisarvu, hadron lach kol hazvachim shenisarvu, hadron lach kol hazvachim shenisarvu. Now we know that the Mizbeach has magnetic powers, that even if something is not really fit to be on the Mizbeach, but once it's brought on the Mizbeach, we don't take it down. That's the concept of the Alu lo yardu. However, there are differences. Some hold that it's only if it was put on the fires. But nisachim, libations that don't go on the fire, and blood that doesn't go on the fire, there if it was not supposed to go on, you do take it down. So let's see this machlokes. HaMizbeach mekadesh es haroiloi. The Mizbeach sanctifies that which is fit for it. Rabbi Yeshua clarifies, whatever is supposed to go on the fires, im lo yared. If it went up, it doesn't come down. Shenema hiya oila, it's a burnt offering al moikta on the fire. Ma oila shiru ishim, just like a burnt offering is supposed to go on the fires. Im also loitered, if it goes up, it doesn't come down. Af kol shiru ishim, anything that's supposed to go on the fire, even if it's disqualified. Im Allah lo yared. Rabbi Gamliel says, and that would include only things that go on the fire, not nesachim, not libations, not blood. Rabbi Gamliel Aiman, no, kol haroy lemizbeach, anything that's fit for the mizbeach, which would embrace also yayin and nesachim. Yayin and dam. Im Allah lo yerid. Shenemar hiya oila al moikta al mizbeach. It says the altar. Ma oila shiruya le mizbeach. It's fit for the mizbeach. Im also lo yerid. If it was put up, you don't take it down. Af kol davar shiruya le mizbeach. Im also lo yerid. Now, what's the difference between the Rabbi Gamliel and the Tanakama? What's the difference between Rabbi Gamliel and Rabbi Yeshua? So says the Gemara that ein bein divrei Rabbi Gamliel the divrei Rabbi Yeshua ladam u'nesachim, blood and libation. Rabbi Gamliel lo yardu, they don't come down because they also fit to go on the mizbeach. Rabbi Yeshua says since they're not fit to go on the fires, yardu, they're taken down. Reb Shimon adds another wrinkle. There's two types of nesachim, libations. There's a nesachim that's an adjunct to the carbon, and then there's a nesachim that's brought as a voluntary offering. What Reb Shimon says is, since we compare it to oila, the only thing that the mizbeach grabs is something that's brought by itself. Something that's brought as an adjunct, the mizbeach doesn't grab. And that's what Reb Shimon says. Reb Shimon, although you have to, read the words carefully. Reb Shimon hazevach kosher u'nesachim psula. If the sacrifice is kosher, but its accompanying libation became pasul, or an nesachim ksherim, or the libation was kosher, ba'zevach pasul, the accompanying sacrifice is pasul, or afilu zev psulin, the mizbeach will grab the carbon, but it won't grab the libation. Hazevach lo yered, but hanesachim yardu. The libation has to come down, because since it's part of something that's disqualified, the only thing that the mizbeach grabs is something like the oila that is brought by itself, not the nesachim that's only an adjunct. However, if let's say Shelley offered a libation alone as a separate nadava, if it becomes disqualified, then that would go back on the mizbeach, because that's not an adjunct, that's brought alone. Now,
does it have to be on the mizbeach already, or just it has to be mamish on the mizbeach?
Well, we'll see that there's a shaila if it has to be on the fire or on the mizbeach. That we will talk about. For those that need a new volume, you got to change to the new volume now. For those that don't have a new volume, you're up the creek. And for those that have the digital computers, then you're going to have to pass all the different dedications in order to get what you need to get. Now, there's a lot of dedications. See what I'm talking about? I'm talking about. I know my Herschel. You got to come a little earlier, Herschel. Now, I can't complain about Herschel. He's always here early. He never misses a share. Never. Misses share, but because of a bunch of Israelis that want you to work 4 hours after a human being should be working. Now, there's a quicker way to do it. You could go to the menu where it says navigation and put in the daf that you're navigating to.
I'm already most of the way there.
Yeah. Now, it says that the Mizbeach only accepts roi loy in, only that which is fit for it, she'ein roi loy loy, but not that which is not from it. Says the Gemara, what is that coming to exclude? It's coming to exclude that if you have a kmitza, the kmitza, after you take the handful of the mincha, it has to be put again in a klei sharas. If you put it straight on the mizbech before you put it again into a klei sharas, that's considered not roilai. L'mutei mai, amra papa l'mutei kmotzim sheloi kitchu bekeli. A kmitza that you didn't sanctify yet in a keli. Says, well, if that's the case, what about if you have kachim where you put on the mizbeach the kidneys, the lobe of the liver, the fats, before you did the zrika? The din is, if you did it, you don't take it down. But why? It wasn't fit yet for the mizbeach. It should be like a kmitza that wasn't put in the klei sharas. The sacrificial portions of, let's say, a shlamim, that you put on the mizbeach, the kidneys, the diaphragm that you put on the mizbeach before the zrika, lo yardu. They're not taken down. Why? Because nasa lachma shel mizbeach. They're like the bread of the mizbeach. But why? It should be like the kmitza that wasn't put into the klei sharas again. Here also, the sacrificial portions didn't have the necessary zrika. Says Gemara, yeah, the difference is, by these sacrificial portions, there's no step lacking in their body. Their body is fit for the mizbech. You have to do zrika, that's an external activity. But here, the kmitza, there's something lacking in its body. It has to be put into klei sharas. The sacrificial portions, there's nothing lacking in their body. Hani, the kmitza, michsir u'maisa b'gufayu. Rabbi Yeshua Aimer kol aroi le'ishim, says the Gemara, and that excludes the blood and the libations. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Gamliel, that says that we learn out from Mizbeach, but according to Rabbi Gamliel, it also says the fires. Rabbi Gamliel nami hoksiv oila al moikta. It says the oil on the fire. What does he do with the fire? Says the Gemara, ahula adurei poikin hu da'asa. That comes to tell us that if stuff shoots off the Mizbeach, you put it back on. The idach la adurei poikin minale. How does he know that you turn the stuff that shoots off? Nafkele me'asher toichel eish. That which is consumed by the fire, as soon as it's consumed by the fire, it belongs to the Mizbeach. The idach, that comes to tell me a miyat, that only meat or coals that shoot off the Mizbeach are returned. But ketyrus that shoots off the Mizbeach Hazav is not returned. The digested parts of the oila you return to the Mizbeach. The atamazar ikule ketyrus. We don't return if a piece of ketyrus shoots out from the Mizbeach Hazav, we don't put it back on. The Tani Rab Chanina Bar Minyumi, Reb Eliezer ben Yaakov, Asher Toichel Eish Es Oila Al Mizbeach, Ikule Oila Atamazar, that which is digested by the oila you return, the Atamazar Ikule Ketyrus. The Idach, and the other one says, you're right, but don't we learn out automatically the Ikule Oila Madrinon, that which is absorbed by the oila is returned, and therefore we could learn them both from the pasuk. Rabbi Gamliel Aimer kol haroy lemizbeach. That whatever is fit for the mizbeach, that includes even blood and libations. You're still having problems?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
If you bring it to me, I could get it for you right away.
I'm at,
Rabbi Daf Yomi Dialogue
I'm
takes
just
us
coming
right
up
there.
with the English, I think I have to.
No, he's doing something else. Here, watch me now.
Yeah.
Menu, quick navigation,
Am I want the English
Track
Hebrew?
date.
What do I want?
tractate 83b. Go. Okay, now split.
Oh, split. Okay, shkoyach.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, shkoyach. Was a journey. Shkoyach.
This is an all-purpose Maggid Shir over here, you know?
Digital.
Yeah. So now, Rabbi Gamliel says, Kol haroy lemizbeach, anything that's fit for the mizbeach, meaning even blood and libations. Rabbi Yeshua Nami Haksiv Mizbeach. What does he do with Mizbeach? Hahu mebayalei my timer kama rachmana. Why does the fire grab it? That kol haroy lemoikta mekadesh Mizbeach. That whatever is fit for the fire is sanctified by the Mizbeach. That's what it comes to teach us. And as I told Barish, the chiddush is that whatever is fit for the fire, not libations or blood, but whatever is fit for fire, it doesn't need to be burnt by the fire. As soon as it gets on the mizbeach, it's already attached to the mizbeach. The idach, how does Rabbi Gamliel know this? Mizbeach achrina ksiv. It says the second time mizbeach. The idach, chad, one is needed lehecha dehoisa lo shas hakosher. One is needed for that the fire attracts it. If it's something that had a shas hakosher, let's say it was kosher and then it was taken outside, so it had a shas hakosher. And v'chad lehecha delo yoisa lo shas hakosher. That even if it never had a shas hakosher, let's say you shechted it with a machshava to eat it chutz l'zmanai, so it was pigul from the onset. Even so, if you put it on the fire, you don't take it down. The idach, I don't need two mizbechs for that. Came in the psulin, you know. If something is possible for Rabbeinu Rachman, and the Torah says you still keep it on the mizbeach, loishna isa loishasa kosher, makes no difference if it was once kosher, loishna loisa loishasa kosher, it was never kosher. The bottom line is it's possible, but once it goes up, you don't take it down. Now remember we said that Reb Shimon says that it depends if it's a nesachim that's attached to a carbon, then if it was put up, you got to take it down because it's an adjunct. Let's see this inside. Reb Shimon Aimer Azeva Kashatani. Reb Shimon Aimer, it says oila ma oila haba biglal atzma, only something that comes in itself. It's not an adjunct. Af kol haba bichlal atzman. Now, the Gemara teaches us some other shitas different than our Mishnah. Rabbi Yossi Aglili, anything that touches the mizbeach is sanctified. I might think even if you put a deer on the mizbeach or chulin on the mizbeach. It says sheep. Ma kvasim ru'uyin. It has to be something fit. Av kolroi, not a deer that's never fit, and not chulin that's never fit. Rabbi Kiva says the same thing, but from a different word. Rabbi Kiva aimer ma oila ru'uya, av kol ru'uya. So one learns it from keves and one learns it from oila. What's the difference between Rabbi Yossi Aglili and Rabbi Akiva? My beinayu. Oh, what about a puzzle? Oilas ha'oif. What about a puzzle burnt offering of a bird? If you learn it out from keves, you can't learn a bird. If you learn it out from oila, well, oil saif is also an oila. So I'm Rav Ada bar Ava, oila saif psuli can be now disqualified a burnt offering of an oila, of a bird. Mar ma'isalam oila, and then he includes even an oila saif that's disqualified. Or mar ma'isalam kvasim and doesn't include it. Says the Gemara, Lamanda ma'isalam kvasim, the one that learns it out from sheep, I hoksiv oila. It says it has to say both. Because iksiv kvasim, if it only said lambs of like siv oila, I might think even if it's alive, it could stay on. Because rachman oila, it's only if once it's right to be an oila when it's shechted. It says a lamb. Iksiv oila v'loiksiv kvasim. If it would say oila and it wouldn't say kvasim, I would think to include even a mincha. Havamina afilu mincha. So kas rachman kvasim, he says kvasim to include only animals and not a mincha. Says the Gemara, well, my ika bein hani tanoi lahani tanoi demasnisen. What's different between these two opinions and the opinion stated in our Mishnah that says Moikta and Mizbeach? Oh, the difference is if a mincha, the kmitza was put in a klei sharis and then became disqualified. L'tanadi done, once it's already roi, it was kitchubikli, and then it became disqualified. If it's put down, lo yerda, you don't take it down. L'tanoi demasnisa, that say that yudash and kvasim or oila, it's only kvasim and oila and not a mincha, and therefore yerdu, they would have to be taken down. Rabbi said, this is ours for all eternity. It's really, it's important to remind ourselves. In my Chumash here and on Shabbos, I mentioned that the Klei Yoker says that the Malach that fought with Yaakov was Samael. And the Klei Yoker says, Pashtus was the Malach Avos, and Samael is Samkel, the poison of God. But the Klei Yoker says Samael is the same letters as L'sameh, to blind. And it's the Yetzer Hara's job to blind us. And the fact of the matter is that there are a lot of people that choose just to take it easy. It's a long Matzah Shabbos. They choose to take it easy in many different ways. We're living in a world where it's, $1 trillion, the entertainment industry is $1 trillion industry. There's many ways to distract yourself and waste your life. And we come and we don't allow ourselves to be blinded. And we don't just use ourselves to do mitzvahs. It says that if you take all the mitzvahs in the world and put it on one side of the scale, and a Gemara on the other side, the Gemara will outweigh them all. So we're choosing to use our time for the absolute best pursuit possible in life. So bravo to all of you. I'm very proud of all of you. And now we're going to do the Mishnah Yomis.